So, what happens when you combine Mario Kart and Skylanders? You get this game, Skylanders Superchargers Racing. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Welcome to Skylanders Superchargers Racing, a non-stop action racing game which really puts the pedal to the metal to see who is the greatest racer in all the Skylands. Hello everyone, hope you're all doing amazing today. My name is Mr. Hero, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys my honest opinion on Skylanders Superchargers Racing. I will be honest here, I am not a big fan of Superchargers, and to be honest I have made that clear in some of my streams, but I'm willing to give the racing game a little go just to see if it's any better. So without further ado, let's jump in. So, the second you pick on a new save file, we get introduced to the main character of this game, Pendergast the Great, who seems to have created the greatest racing tournament of all time. And whilst he just waffles on about it, we learn that there is a certain orb which will grant its owner one wish. And then he introduces us to the Superchargers. These Superchargers are the fastest in all the Skylands, and they are ready to see who's going to take the orb for themselves. And he also announces Racelandia, an area he created so these Skylanders can really test the metal in the racetrack. And these ones can actually handle them. So with that, this whole intro scene concludes and we get to a loading screen. We're going to see those a lot here, so we just wait for this loading screen, and then we get to the other title screen where we have two options, Adventure and Cups. If we click on Adventure, we see a little certain somebody, and you're probably wondering, what's he doing here? Well, I'm going to explain that right now. So as this racing game is a Nintendo exclusive game, we have access to two new Skylanders, that being Hammer Slam Bowser and Turbocharged Donkey Kong. Childhood me was so excited for this crossover, and basically I couldn't find Hammer Slam Bowser anywhere else, and I already had Donkey Kong with the Wii U starter pack. I just decided why not just get Superchargers Racing as well. Gave it a little try, haven't touched it for 9 years. Yes, 9 years. But, as I said, I'm willing to give it another go. I barely played it, to be honest, and it's nearly been 10 years since I touched it. God, I feel old. But with all that yapper out of the way, let's put a Skylander on the portal. This is Polar Whirlwind, by the way. What the heck is this? So let's just say the majority of the other Skylanders, apart from the Superchargers, look kind of ugly in this game, I can't lie. But with that being said, let's move on to the first race. Chompy Mountain. Yeah, I kind of suck at this game. But if I'm being honest, in its unique way, and the uniqueness of the tracks, it has its own certain kind of beauty to it. Like, I can't really explain it, it just has its own unique beauty, even being a Wii game which was released in 2015. And it still, in its ways, looks absolutely stunning. The tracks are unique, and it's literally just an amazing racing game. And let's not forget, it ain't gonna be perfect. The Nintendo Wii came out in 2006 and is running a game made in 2015. All was going well and jolly until Fiesta tried to get in my way. Wait a minute, that's not Fiesta. I think someone might have stolen Fiesta's vehicle. but we finished the race with not really much problem. I decided to choose normal mode to start off with. So yeah, so far we're actually doing pretty good. Fiesta isn't even on here, so who was it Jetpack that was trying to take over? It might have been. I just want to hop in again and just say how good the music is in this game. Like, the music you heard during the race was literally a Sky Schooner Docks sped up remix, and I absolutely loved it. But let's move on to the next race. Okay, so now it's time for the air race, and I am going to be using Bowser with the Clown Cruiser. This should be fun. There were a couple of things that were in this race which are a lot different to the land. AKA, for some reason I kept getting poisoned every certain amount of seconds, which was kind of weird, and also the drifting was a lot different. And basically what the drifting is, they've changed the B button to a massive jet boost, as you can see right here. When it gets to purple, that's when it's at its peak. That is when you're at max speed, but you need to wait a little bit for it to recharge. And whilst you're doing this dash, it is difficult to control the air vehicle since you've sped up so much. The other controls are quite difficult to use, as you'll see right here. Like, I'm trying to move up there, but I didn't move up at all, and I kept getting poisoned. I still don't get why I kept getting poisoned. But I gotta be honest, I struggled a lot less with this race than I did with the land race. I think it's just the fact of getting used to the controls, and then once you're used to the controls, you are golden and ready to keep racing. So with that being said, let's move on to the final race, which is the sea race. Alright everyone, let's move on to the water race. Yes, some people really thought I was going to say water. I'm not going to say water, it's water. Get used to it. But like all the other races, this race was just a case of getting used to the controls of the vehicles, and basically the B button doesn't really do much in this race, or so I thought until I realized you can do this. Did you see that? When you're in the air going over a wave, you can hold down B and do some barrel rolls, and that gives you a massive speed boost. How did I not know that? Because I haven't played this game in 9 years. But like the land and air race, once you get used to the controls, it is super easy. Like, I thought I was going to fail the barrel roll there. And also, one thing I noticed, if you press C, I think? No. I think it's C. It's C or Z. I think it's Z. If you press Z, you go under the water. And yeah, to be honest, I just thought that was something interesting to point out. But you'll see here, like, once I get used to the spins, we are absolutely golden. Look how far of a lead we are. And that concludes this race and the final race of this video. So with that being said, let's move on to the final opinions. So with that, we have played one race with every single vehicle. Air, land, and sea. And this brings us to the main question of this video. Is Skylanders Superchargers racing good? Yes, I criminally underestimated this game. Like, I didn't think it was going to be good, but when I started playing it, I was pleasantly surprised. So if you guys have this game either on the Wii or the 3DS, I definitely recommend giving it a go. Because, I know I'm going to say this about Superchargers, but this game is actually pretty good. Like, I would give this game a very solid 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed the racing section. Well, this whole game's based on racing sections. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing this game. Like, the tracks are very unique. and some nostalgic with the soundtrack. As I said earlier, I adore the soundtrack, and if one thing positive I can say about Superchargers, it has an amazing soundtrack. For sure, I love it. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.